Hi, my name is Julie Herring, and I work for an organization called Career Compass of Louisiana. These are difficult times, but we still want to stay connected to our students. We want you to know that we care about you and your future. That is why I'm here today, to connect with you and to give you information that can help you make good choices for your future. The mission of Career Compass is to remove obstacles that would keep you from pursuing a post-secondary education. College, fact, or fiction. Before we get into the seminar, I thought it might be fun to play a little fact or fiction game. You know that as a career coach, I am here to talk about all things college and career. But let's do a little myth busting first. College myth number one. College is so much harder than high school. Reality. Substitute different for harder, and you might just be onto something. College is the first time in your life when you don't have other people forcing you to do homework or wake up on time for your classes. The difficult part for most college students is learning how to handle the newfound freedom and responsibilities that larger class sizes, more free time, and about a million other distractions bring. College myth number two. School is from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. The reality? You are used to going to school every day about 8 hours a day. That is not at all what college is like. At universities and community colleges, you get to choose your schedule 3 days a week, maybe 2 days a week, a combination of day and night classes, a combination of traditional and online classes. You get to choose. Technical schools and proprietary schools may be a combination of work or internships and classes. College myth number three. Class sizes can be large. Well, if you plan on going to LSU where there's 40,000 students or one of the larger universities, then this can happen in some of your lecture classes. But have no fear. Not all classes are like that. I did my friends in my English class. I knew my friends in my English class. There were 15 of us, and it was a class that focused on game theory and the Hunger Games. So you can schedule with a mix of both lecture style and small group courses. You can have a small college experience. If you start out at a community college or some of the smaller colleges, you will have more opportunities to have smaller class sizes. College myth number four. It can take 4 years to get a degree, but not every degree takes the same amount of time. It also depends on what type of course load you take each semester. A bachelor's degree is set up to take 4 years, but if you only take the minimum number of hours or classes required to be full-time, it will take you longer. Only about 1 of 5 students completes college in 4 years. In fact, only 2 of 5 students to complete college usually take 6 years. Associate degrees may be completed in 2 years. Some certifications at technical colleges can be completed in 8 months, like welding. College myth number 5. In order to have a great career, you must have a bachelor degree. Does a bachelor's degree increase your chances of having a great career? Absolutely. Is it the only way? Definitely not. You can get an associate's degree, 2 years, or a certification, 6 months to 2 years, and have a great career. The common theme here is education beyond high school is necessary. Okay, it's junior year. Do you realize that you are laying the foundation for your future career right now? How many of you have ever seen a house being built? I'm going to use that as a visual. What's the first thing they put down? The slab, right? Or really the foundation? Well, high school is really only the foundation. You wouldn't live on just the foundation or in a house with just the studs, would you? The classes you are taking, the study habits you are developing, in some cases even the part-time jobs you are working, are all laying the foundation for your future. What you do after high school is the drywall and the roof. So don't mess up your foundation this year and next year. My goal today is that you see yourself as a future college student. So what is the plan? Senior year, you will meet with Career Compass again, first in small groups, then individually, until you make and execute a plan for graduation. We're going to assess what you've done up to this point and put it together with where you want to go next and create a college success plan. You are a future college student. Start thinking of yourself that way. And remember, college is any post-secondary training that earns you an associate, a bachelor's degree, or credentials and certifications, or the military. So first things first, let's talk about what that will look like. We collect data, first of all, what you've done so far, what you want to do, and where you are. We create a success plan, a college success plan with you, how you will get there, and where you want to be. We make sure all the steps are taken prior to graduation, like your applications, your FAFSA completion, and other things. So first things first, do you know what schools offer the degree you want? College is not one size fits all. Universities and colleges are all different. Every state has a land grant university. That's LSU here in Louisiana. They also have LSUA, LSUE, and LSUS as part of the LSU system. And then we have the University of Louisiana system. That's Grambling, McNeese, ULL, SELU, ULM, NSU, Nichols, Tech, UNO. There are 9 universities that are part of that system. We have HBCUs in Louisiana, like Southern University. Students come from all over the country to go there. We have private colleges and universities like Tulane, Xavier, and Centenary. We have an amazing Louisiana community and technical college system that includes schools like BIPSI and BRCC, Delgado and Fletcher, and many more. We have proprietary schools like the Louisiana Culinary Institute. I say all that to say you need to find the right school that has the program you want to pursue, one that you can afford, is in a location you can get to, like, you might want it to be close to home if you need to have it close to home. All of these colleges have different admission requirements. Do you know where to look to find them? This slide gives you an idea of what the admission requirements are for the schools across this state. Honestly, they change and vary every year. Your best bet is to get on the websites of the schools you are considering and put your eyes on their requirements. Community colleges and technical schools have open admissions, which means that as long as you have a high school diploma, you will be accepted. Even if you are sure you want to go to one of these schools, though, you do your absolute best on the ACT or the Work Keys test, because these tests can help with course placement and TOPS Tech scholarships. Do you know how you will pay for college? I want to remind you about TOPS. TOPS is a scholarship you earn for following the TOPS or TOPS Tech curriculum. It is the money that you will use to pay tuition that you do not have to pay back. There are different award levels. One of them is the opportunity level. That requires you to have a 2.5 GPA on your core classes. You have to have a minimum score of 20 on your ACT, and you have to have followed the Louisiana Core 4 curriculum. The next level is performance. It requires you to have a 3-point GPA on your core classes. You have to have at least a 23 on your ACT and have completed the 4 core curriculum. The next level is honors. It also requires a 3.0 GPA for your top core classes. You have to have a minimum of a 27 on your ACTs, and of course, follow the curriculum for the Louisiana Core 4. And then there is what we call the TOPS Tech. This award is for students who are on the Jumpstart program. They have a 2.5 GPA requirement in their core classes. They have to have an ACT minimum of a 17 and have done all the curriculum requirements. As you schedule your classes next year, make sure you are still aligned with the TOPS curriculum. If you are on the university path or the Jumpstart pathway, either one. Remember, the TOPS GPA is calculated by your core requirements only. There is also financial aid. When you are a senior, you will fill out the FAFSA. Financial aid makes up the difference between what college costs and what a family can afford to pay. About 2/3 of students in school right now receive some sort of financial aid. As part of the new Louisiana diploma requirements, you will now be required to submit and complete the FAFSA in order to graduate. I'm telling you this so you can be aware and prepared to do this. I would suggest that you tell your parents or guardians to put their taxes in a safe place that they'll remember where they're at for next fall when you begin working on this FAFSA process. The good news is Career Compass will be there to help you through this process. Just to help you remember, we have a few FAFSA facts. Number 1, and you might want to pause the computer and get a piece of paper and pencil to put some notes down for some of the things that I'm about to tell you. Number 1, FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Hence, it's free. Number 2, the FAFSA is the form required at all colleges that accept and award federal aid. Number 3, it's available online at www.fafsa.ed.gov, not .com, .org, not .anything else. .gov is what you're going to look for. Number 4, the FAFSA helps determine the awarding of over $150 billion in federal aid, as well as state aid. 5, it's the form that provides your college financial aid officers with the information they need to go ahead and create your financial aid package. This is the home page for the FSA ID. It's possible you may have already created your ID or will do it soon. Keep this information somewhere that's easily accessible. Accessible. If you want to see the cost of college, what the cost of college looks like, then you could go to this site, LASFA, and use the college payment plan estimator. It's really a good page to look at. And then we have scholarships. Google scholarships. You can Google anytime all kinds of scholarships, but you want to start early on this. Assemble the documents you need and keep them handy. Most applicants require you to submit much of the same information: your transcripts, SAT and ACT scores, name and contact details of your high school. You could end up wasting a whole lot of time looking through documents for the relevant details while filling in every application. Staying organized can make the process so much easier and quicker. Keep copies of all the documents handy when you are working on your applications. Take it one step further by putting together some details onto a Word document so you can just copy and paste the information into the necessary columns. Do this for your high school transcript and your high school contact details, income verification details, SAT, ACT scores, and so on. Number 3, look for local opportunities. Lots of local businesses and organizations offer scholarships. The pool of applicants is smaller, which increases your chances. Number 4, think outside the box. What are you passionate about? Whatever your passion is, there will almost always certainly be a scholarship in that field. You may not think of leveraging your video gaming skills to get a college scholarship, but there are, in fact, several scholarship opportunities related to video gaming. In fact, you can find scholarships for just about anything you're passionate about, whether it is sewing, coding, farming, knitting, or zombies. Think outside the box when looking for designated scholarships, and you'll be surprised at what you'll find. And number 5, write your essay early and adapt it for each application. For some students, writing the essay is the most stressful part of applying for a scholarship. It's easier to put it off for later. Don't do that. Starting early gives you plenty of time to think about the angle of your essay and then change it as many times as you want if you are not satisfied with your earlier attempts. Remember, every scholarship will have a different requirement, so your essay may not be applicable to all. And it is strongly recommended not to send the same essay to all, but now, instead of having to create an entire essay from scratch, you can tweak your basic essay and adapt it to make it more relevant for the scholarship you're applying to. I recommend that you keep a binder with all of your school information in one place. And number 6, don't ignore the small scholarships. There is no limit to the number of scholarships you apply for. How many of you have heard of the Common App? The Common Application, which was accepted by nearly 900 schools, including some colleges located outside the U.S., helps streamline one essential part of the admissions process for students. It allows you to apply to multiple colleges at once. So you only have to fill out details that most schools require, including name, address, parental employment, and education and extracurricular activities one time. The new version of the application opens August 1st, and it is recommended that you start working on it the summer before your senior year. That's this summer, guys. You can start using the prior year's application and then just transfer your information to the updated one on August 1st. One thing you can start doing now is compile your activities, awards, and accomplishment. This is kind of time consuming, so it's a good idea to keep a running document somewhere that you can update as you go. You could also add these things to your binder. We thought it would help you to brainstorm and list some of your current activities now. So I want you to look at this list, or I'm going to give them to you, and you write them on your paper. Give some space, like a paragraph or so in between each one. The first one is your academic record. Underneath that, I want you to list the schools you attended, your class rank, your GPA, and things like that that have to do with your academic record. That includes your work key scores. Next, I want you to list your honors and distinctions, which could be any awards you have gotten, junior high and high school, scholarships you might have received, and so on. Then the next category would be school leadership activities, anything that you may have been president, vice president of, junior high and high school, any activities that you were involved in, clubs, and so forth. Next, community service that you may have done. The next list of a paragraph of employment, where you list any type of work you may have done that you received payment for. And lastly, they're very much interested in your hobbies and your traveling that you have done and what talents you might have. So you want to keep a list of all these things and put all this stuff in a binder or a two-pocket folder somewhere where you can quickly access them. Since it is doubtful that we are going to be at school for the remainder of this year, I encourage you to download the Career Compass app for students. This app provides valuable information and resources. Thank you for joining me today. I'd like to leave you with the words of Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Have a great summer, kids.